Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight House. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. The danger of this holiday season was brought to my mind by an innocent request by my little girl. She's 11, a little tall for her age, but not really big in any sort of context. And she loves boba tea. And she came up to me and asked me, "Can I go get a boba tea?" And she said, "Oh, I'll take her friend, who is well known to my family. She's the friend of my best friend, actually." And I thought about it for a second, and I had to say the words I hate saying to my little girl: no. Now, that doesn't mean I'm normally the indulgent kind of person, but if there's no reason for me not to say no, then I try to say yes. But I had every reason to say no. First of all, I don't know when you're going to listen to this. This is the holiday season. And I call it the holiday season not because I'm worried to offend somebody by saying Christmas, but because to me it blends together with New Year. And the reason for that is because, in my experience, the mall is full of crazies for the entire month of December. Then in January it starts dying down and going away once they finish putting their stuff on sale. It's a monkey house over there. Now, while I believe in the fundamental goodness of humanity, I think most people are good and can be trusted. In this case, with so many people there, let me put it this way. I live in a city of about 2 million. And there's only a very few places, I think 5 at most, including the super centers, where people can go and shop. And I found out recently this is a Canadian quirk where we put grocery stores inside of malls, which to me makes sense, but apparently it surprises some people. So you got to figure, you not only got your regular grocery traffic at this point, you got your holiday grocery traffic where people are trying to get their ham, their turkey, whatever it is they're used to serving. And plus, you got all the people who are out trying to find a card. Oh boy, do I hate Christmas cards. Not because they're Christmas, but because it's just such an obligation where you have to, this person gave me this card at this time. And then let me extinct that tradition. It's 2023. It's email available. If I really like you that much, I got a phone. You'd far rather talk to me, or you'd far rather, experience some time with me. We can go out for a meal. We can have a meal somewhere. There's 10,000 better ways than a card. You also have those at this point, a week away from Christmas. You have all the loonies that were not smart enough to buy stuff during the year, and now we're trying to scream around and figure out, oh my God, we need to get a gift for Uncle Robbie, but we only see Uncle Robbie once a year, and he never tells us anything. What are we going to buy him? And you know that Uncle Robbie probably is throwing away all those presents because I'm not going to say he's rich, but he's well enough off to, if he has something, he already has one of the best. And if he needs something, he goes out and buys the best of whatever it is he needs. So, I'll be honest, my mother's one of those people. She has everything she wants. And normally my father and I share intelligence, and if we hear her say something, we'll mention it to each other because we know how hard she is to buy for. But it's just impossible. Now, none of this makes the mall less safe. It's just intended to show you how many more people than usual are passing through. I believe in the goodness of the fundamental goodness. Most of those people in the mall are well intentioned. But everyone's entitled to a bad day. I totally get it. It's one of those things that registers on my radar. Maybe you're going to get somebody didn't get their cup of coffee this morning. They were woken up too early. their car needs, they got in, the check engine light was on, they need an oil change. They just got hit with the worst thing, and they're over there and they're rushing about trying to do their shopping at the same time as, finding that perfect Hallmark card. So it's understandable, it's not excusable why people are more aggressive during the holiday season. As I said, it's understandable, not necessarily excusable. Like if I bump into somebody and they say a few choice words to me, that's excusable. Okay, you're having a crappy day. I understand. But if you bump into them and they turn around and punch you, yeah, not acceptable. Which brings us to the other problem. The problem when you get so many people into one space, and the number one reason why I had to say no to my little girl is the more people that are out there, the more likely one of those people who's not basically good is there. And I'm biased, but if I send two little girls over there to get anything, and this place is not very far in, I know exactly where it is. Assuming people get out of their way, which people are pushing carts, they're watching their kids, it's very easy to run over a couple 4'10" people unintentionally, hopefully. Assuming they actually get in, that doesn't mean some sort of predator is looking for them. It doesn't mean that that predator isn't there taking notes and might not follow them home, or might just decide there's so many people, I can just walk off with this kid. A lot of you are thinking I'm paranoid right now. This has actually happened to a friend of the family. This is way back in the early 90s, about this time of year. I think it was more November, December. But again, a mother with her little girl, about 10, 11 years old, she sent the kid to the bathroom. And this was way back in the days when it was outside of the byway. Yeah, I'm showing my age there. And the kid was in and was gone for a little bit. But kids, sometimes the bathrooms aren't free. This is a little girl. So sometimes there's, complications, shall I say, where they meant to do one thing and wound up doing another. That's all okay. But she came out and her daughter was staggering. And she saw her daughter and there was a woman with her. And the family friend came up and said, "What happened?" And the woman who was with her said, "Oh, my daughter just had a fall. I'm taking her to the ambulance." Well, can you imagine being in that situation where it's your daughter and this other person, another female, is trying to walk out of the bathroom with your daughter? Now, obviously, this got shut down. But what sort of an irresponsible person would I be to send my own child into that? The odds are in her favor. But she's a 4'10" little girl. I can lift her easily, and I'm sure if you're some sort of predator, that's an attractive target, is what I will say. And regrettably, like I said, since the traffic spikes up so much, and I was hanging a shelf, her mother was out, my friend was in the middle of organizing an event, so none of us could take the time, and it's not far away, but I was, in a long-term project that actually paid off. And I had to say those words. That one word I hate to say to my little one. No. Just because I don't like saying it doesn't mean I won't say it. And like I said, this is all speculation and probably a little bit of trauma based off of knowing the daughter isn't really one of my friends because I was older than her when this happened. But the same token, someone that I do know was nearly whisked away, combined with the absolute manifest danger of ordinary people going about their lives in extraordinary circumstances. It was all too much of a risk. So I just said, fine, Right now, I'm trying to remedy the concept by getting boba tea delivered. Now, I know it won't be as good, and it won't be this, and it won't be that, and it's not her favorite place. But you know what? For the extra couple bucks, and I can afford that for my peace in my mind. I'll make her happy, and I don't need to send her into that absolute monkey house. Monkey house, not referring to anything racial, but just the fact, like I said, people go nuts this time of year. And even regular people can do crazy things. This is why I've prepared for the holidays my entire life. I'd finished up shopping in November, and that was online because I found something. Well, actually, my dad said, I wouldn't mind getting this for Christmas. And I said, yep, sure. Farmer's Almanac for the record. That was what he wanted for Christmas. Yeah, I'll get that for you. No problem. Might actually buy two. I didn't ultimately. But it's an interesting little read, especially for his generation, the lost generation. And yeah, he's gonna be happy. He's not getting any bonuses because I don't have time to wander around a shop and pick him out a nice Christmas card, and he wouldn't care about a Christmas card anyway. But you see, this ritual of getting Christmas gifts and the ritual of leaving it to the last minute, which I think 13 was the last time I left it to the last minute because you're just running around with your friends. Okay, think of this: 13-year-old boy has a couple friends going around a mall with your pocket money, which I think I was delivering newspapers back then because I hadn't started at McDonald's. But even then, I'm going into, was it Baskin and Robbins? Let's just say it's Baskin and Robbins from now, and there's like lollipops and stuff like that. And I'm thinking maybe I should get them each a lollipop. This is how crazy that your mind goes, trying to find that perfect gift at the last minute. And I'm going to guess more than 5,000, maybe even as much as 10,000 people are going to go through that mall today with those exact same thoughts in mind. And people are jerks. They just are sometimes. In our 30s, I think, for some reason, my best friend and I had to go and pick something up. And I'm waiting in my line with my friend, and we've been best friends since we were teenagers. So, nothing I say or do, and nothing he says or does, is ever going to break that bond. And I said something jokingly. Actually, no, it wasn't even jokingly. I remember because he's paranoid because he has a slight bald spot on his hair. You wouldn't notice it unless you were looking right at it. And I told him, you shouldn't worry about your bald spot because compared to your brother, your younger brothers, and your father, yours is minuscule. And for some reason, the guy behind me, who'd been waiting patiently, we were there in this line for easily 10 minutes, the guy behind us decided to stick his nose in our business. Yeah, but you got more gray hair than him. Yes, I do. That's an accurate observation, but I wasn't making fun of him. I could have. I could have been a jerk, but this person was just so bored and annoyed by what he was doing, he felt invited to our private conversation. Well, I don't like dealing with random strangers normally, but this gentleman was we just both shot him a look. It's like, nobody invited you. Go away and never talk to us again. And he never did. But see, who thinks of talking to people in a private conversation like he thought he was being a hero by defending my best friend? He was bored. Obviously, mind was going a mile a minute. This is before cell phones were capable of anything other than being perfect cell phones, and I don't even think they were very popular back then. This would be close to 2000. But yeah, people go psycho this time of year, and wherever possible, I try to avoid my family being involved in it. So, with that, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please like, share, Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Don't forget to click the bell icon down in the comments because that lets you know when we let loose a new episode. And we hope you have a fantastic day.